When I was very young, I remember visiting the Arch, and I just completely was amazed that this object could exist. So this very important memory, I think, for me, understanding what sculpture could be. So I can go back to this piece. I could say that maybe this work actually started when I was 4 years old when I first visited the Arch.
The exhibit opens tomorrow, March 24th. It's called Andréa Stanislav Convergence Infinité, which is a French term for infinite convergence. And the exhibition is free, and it's open anytime that the museum is open here in Gallery 250 in the East Building. And then Gallery 301, there's also a video installation of a video called Blow Away, which is an earlier video from 2008.
I would like the visitors to the gallery space to have a very sort of visceral experience. The materials in the exhibition within the sculptures are primarily mirror polished stainless steel works. I'm using materials that the public can then view themselves within the work and think about their place within history. As humans, we respond always to the image of ourselves. And with a mirror, there's also the untrue mirror. So we can look at ourselves in the mirror and we can also question what is true and what is not true.
Andrea's work is really interesting because she has a lot of themes that she kind of returns to. This kind of convergence between the human and the natural world throughout history.
The Mississippi River was one of the first focuses for this exhibition. From an individual that has lived on rivers, we forget about these bodies of water. We might drive over them quickly, but we don't really stop and really experience them. We have the two sort of flanking pieces here of Apogee 1969, which is an impressionistic sculpture of the Gateway Arch. And then we have Apogee 1200. Opposite this is an abstracted Monk's Mound. But all of these sculptures are having conversations together, and there are these color plays, light plays throughout the installation. We have these refractions that come up on the wall. I'm always concerned about the other physical information that comes out once you're in the gallery. And I was also working with the concept of a crossroads, and that St. Louis and this area on the Mississippi has always been and continues to be this crossroads. We also have the 4 points of the Convergence video. For me, the drone imagery is very human in scale, and to me it plays out and it sort of illustrates the way we see ourselves flying in our dreams. There's something very human about the drone. The soundtrack for the video pieces is a remixed sound from Messiaen, who's a French composer that worked with bird sounds to some extent, and then I was also listening to the later tracks of Miles Davis, who is from the St. Louis area. And so on the Aura album, I found this track, White, and so you're hearing parts of that track mixed with a number of the Messiaen tracks, and then we've added a few other sound components. There's also a sampling of an eagle call at the beginning, and then the eagle call transforms into some of the Messiaen sort of bird sounds, and you'll hear the sort of the chimes, and then there's Ascension, the organ, and the sound is invoking the sense of flight, travel, and then change.
Andréa Stanislav is a Freund Fellow, and the Freund Fellowship is a partnership between Washington University in St. Louis and the St. Louis Art Museum. So every year we have a Freund Fellow for one of our current shows, and that person comes to teach a graduate class at Washington University with the MFA students, and then they go on in the spring to have a show here at the St. Louis Art Museum.
It's an exceptional program. I think that the Freund Fellowship it's also a unique experience for an artist to come into an educational program, work with the students. It definitely attributed to how the exhibition turned out too, in terms of really engaging with the community locally and researching the layers and layers of history of the city. I would like the audience to take away this immersive experience, hopefully this sort of experience of transcendence within the work, but where they are aware of perhaps the beauty and the complexity of the place where they live.